everything starts from the man in the mirror, isn't it? Everybody has to take that responsibility and put aside, before your tribe, before your country, before your race, you are a human being. We are all human beings, and everybody has something special to bring to this world, and everybody has something that is unique. What I feel like, we have to put our differences aside and come together as human beings and see each other as the human family and make this world a better place. Once everybody can make and bring the best of themselves out, then we can think about a successful country, a successful nation, a successful country. Welcome to No Excuse Talk. I'm Becky. Thank you for joining us. And to Lucy from South Africa. Hi, Lucy.
Yeah. Hi, Becky. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you. And you?
I am so excited, like being here with you and having, like, sharing whatever that we're going to share here. I am so excited.
Oh, that's good. I think I would like to say that I'm really honored to have you and to being part of this movement, being part of this coming together and bringing awareness to our people. I feel like as African, often we don't know each other. We don't know where we're coming from and where we're going. So today's topic, and we've discussed together and we come up with like, do we think the African culture has divided us as a group of people and as individuals? Because I'm Ghanaian, you're South African.
Yeah.
And it seems that the only thing that we have in common is just the color of our skin.
Exactly.
And we don't know much about each other. So we thought together, you and I, about finding ways to come together, to talk about issues, to get to know each other, and to talk about who we are.
No, that's so true. I mean, it's very important, like for us as Africans, because often, like, we more excited to know about Europe, to know about how Americans live and all that, than forgetting that, we are coming from Africa, but we don't even know each other. We know nothing about each other, or rather we don't even like appreciate each other as Africans. So I think this is like a right place, where we just need to come together, share our differences, and, at the end of the day, like become one and get to know each other and love each other. And because it's very important, we need to like get to a point of getting together and and be one, not just to say, yeah, I'm an African, I love my brother, but you don't even know anything about your fellow African sister. You only know yourself and where you want to go. And so it's very important.
That's true. That's absolutely true. So I would like to start with, and to be honest with anyone watching, is that we have to accept that we Africans, before European came, we were never united. We weren't one people. We didn't have these countries like Ghana, South Africa, Nigeria, all these countries. They didn't exist before the white man came. So going back to what system was in place before the white people came, what system was in place before a country like Ghana came into place? There was a system called tribe. Tribe was a group of people living together under one king with the chiefs, who were in charge of the people and who had different language, different customs, different beliefs, different food, different way of thinking. So with all this, these tribes had a way that we're living with one another without coming together. Although they were different, we can say maybe different little countries, I don't know, different nations, but they were never one unit. Now I feel like the reason why we're finding this very difficult is because we had some leaders who keeps on telling us that where Africa we were united before and white people came and separated them. What do you think? Do you like, does that make sense?
But somehow it doesn't even look like, it's a white man who did that. I feel like the whole, tribe thing, you know, because looking at South Africa, like, I mean, we have 11 official languages. That also means that we have, you know, different tribes in here, right? So myself, my tribe is like Venda. I mean, I'm from Limpopo. That's where I'm from. So we live in like different provinces and all that. And I mean, I can like easily relate with the Tsonga person. Tsonga is also a tribe from Limpopo, right? We can easily relate and a bit maybe with the Betty person. But I mean, coming to Gauteng, of which is Johannesburg, like for studies and all that, like, trust me, I didn't even know other languages. I didn't even know how it works. You know, I didn't even know how they do their things and all that. And there was like this language barrier. And also there was like, you know, this whole thing of like undermining each other, you know, like, oh, you're from Limpopo, oh, you know, already like there's like inferior people and superior people. There are other people like undermining others. And you know what, it's like this shows that this whole thing of like tribe, it has really, really, you know, kind of like divided us as like Africans. Imagine it's just starting inside South Africa like that, you know. There's like lots of people don't really get along like that. Like, oh no, I wouldn't want to date a, you know, a Venda person. I wouldn't want to date a Zulu person. I don't like Zulus. I don't like, you get what I mean? Like there's a whole lot inside. So imagine now we're going to talk about a South African person meeting a Zimbabwean person or Nigerian person, you know. There's like serious issues inside the country because like South Africa, if I know, like if I'm being honest, like it's well known by like xenophobic thing and all that, right? But trust me, it all starts with people inside. You get what I mean? People inside. I know there's like political, you know, issues involved as well when it comes to this whole xenophobic thing. But there are people who are just taught to hate the other tribe. You know, they saw it from their grandparents, their mothers, their fathers, and they also adapted that thing. You know, they're like, yeah, I mean, I wouldn't want to be mixed with with a Venda person. I wouldn't want to be mixed with, you understand? Where myself, my tribe, like we were very, very undermined by other tribes, like in South Africa, because they feel like maybe we're from bushes and all that and all that. But also now with time, like people are just like starting to face reality that's not like that. And, you know, there are still people who are still hating, like, you know, Venda people and Tsonga people. And yeah, I mean, we still have a long way to go, honestly. So when I see maybe someone coming from Zimbabwe crying or saying that, oh, South Africans are so xenophobic and all that, I'm like, you know what? It's not South African. It's just an individual, you know? There are people who were taught to hate, and they hate even amongst their own. So you coming in South Africa as a non-South African, but still an African like us, it's just way too much for those people, because already they hate. There's like too much hate inside, you know. Because I'm not really, I don't really know like about Ghana, if there's like anything like that where a person hate a person because they are non-Ghanaians, and or rather you also kind of like experience that as in like, you know, a Ghanaian when you were still in Ghana, where, you know, certain tribes don't you know, get along with certain tribes.
Absolutely. And it's one of the things that I decided to start my YouTube channels, because I feel like we are living in a dark time, in the way like we just pretending everything is fine, especially as Ghanaians. Ghana has about 100 ethnic groups, and we have like major 9 tribes, like major ones that we understand each other, sort of have the similar language, which I come from is the Fanti tribe, and it's part of the Akan group of people. So we understand each other with the other tribes. And then we have other tribes like from the north that I don't understand anything, like their language, their way of being. I have no clue. So even within the Akan people, which where I come from, still marrying someone that comes from the next tribe, which we still speak similar language, still we don't come together. We can't even have for example, I can't even marry someone that is from the next tribe. And it's almost like a taboo.
Is it still like that even today?
Absolutely. And I know that I have friends that their families have purposely separated them because of the tribe that they come from. The family did not agree with certain people coming together because of what?
Your differences.
And this is 2020, and I know some women that are single mothers because their families don't accept the man that they chose to marry. So I feel like, how can we Ghanaians go around the world and say, oh yeah, it's Ghana, it's an amazing place, Ghana is the white man, is the within Ghana, I cannot marry anybody else except for my tribe. And sometimes even within your own tribe, there is an issue that nobody want to talk about. So how can we still talk about the bigger picture when there are little things in the society that don't match up? Does that make sense?
Exactly. Yeah, true.
And it's
how
sad.
do you go about this whole unity thing, whereas you can't even unite on our own? We don't love each other on our own. Like that's why I always say with us most of the time, it's like we are so divided to a point where the only time where we say we are one, it's when, you know, Europeans or anyone, you know, different from us, like, is attacking us as Black people. That's when we like so proud of being Black. We're like, yeah, we are one, you know, we are brothers and sisters. But when there's no enemy, when it's just us, still we are our own enemy.
Yeah. And it's sad. I feel like and then also this idea that one tribe is better than the other, my tribe is superior than your tribe. I think it's something that we should be able to look beyond that. It shouldn't be one tribe versus the other tribe. It should be my tribe.
We all Africans, we're all human. Myself, to be honest, I don't know. Like I've never really felt like somehow offended, or, you know, when someone is like coming to me and be like, you know, I'm better than you. I'm like, in my head, I'm like, how are you better than me? Like, I don't see anything superior on your side. Like, I feel special myself. You know, I don't wish like you, I'm good where I am. Like, I don't understand. And I also don't see myself as like better than the other person. I don't see my tribe as better than other person. You get what I mean? I mean, the time, I was born and raised in Limpopo, right? In Venda. We call it Venda because like Venda people, right? It's big. So we never really had, I don't remember up being taught that, you know, this tribe is so bad. I don't know such, you know. We'll even live with lots of Zimbabwean people, because most Zimbabwean people, maybe the ones who don't really have like enough money to live in the city, right? When they come to South Africa, usually they go to Limpopo, and they are very welcome. Like we are so welcoming in that way, you understand? Until I come this side in Johannesburg, when I was studying at VAR, like, you know, I was like mixed with other, you know, tribes and all that. That's when I started experiencing hate amongst, you know, South Africans, you understand? Then someone will be like, why are you here, you vendors, like you everywhere in Johannesburg? But I'm a South African, you understand? Why are you here? You should even get your passport to come here. You know, those like, like that thing really made me, I don't know. I hated it with all my heart, body, mind, and soul. Pardon?
So you were discriminated in your own country?
Exactly. By a Black person, as an African, as a South African. You understand? They'll be like, no, you don't even deserve, you should be studying somewhere. And Johannesburg, the history of Johannesburg, it's more like Johannesburg is like for everyone. It's not like, okay, there were Venda people here, or it was more occupied by Zulu people. Everyone come to, it's called the City of Gold. You understand? Like everyone comes here to find opportunities. That was
Yeah.
the reason why everyone had to come to Johannesburg. And imagine, just because I'm from Limpopo, then I'm not supposed to be in Johannesburg because someone feels like, you know what, they are superior than me as a vendor person. And you know what, this is their city or whatsoever. I should be back in the rural areas, in the village. I don't belong here because, you know what, that's like crazy. So imagine if you are coming as a Ghanaian
Oh my
with
God.
to someone who already has that mentality. Do you think it's going to be fine? No, they're going to attack you because they are just like bitter on their own. I don't even understand, like, how does a person get to a point of hating their own like that?
Yeah. So my question to you, who do you think has the obligation or the responsibility to solve these issues?
I mean, I think it's us. It's us. I don't think there's a certain person. I don't think it's a leader or something. Nah, it's us. Like, I mean, what's the whole point of living and hating another African, right? And only you want to be one when you feel like you're being attacked. Why do we have to live in pretending? Why do we have to pretend and live like faking and everything like that? You understand? As Africans, we'll never build something together. We'll never have our own empire if we are still living like this. We are still going to point Europeans over and over and over again. I'm not saying they're angels, but in this issue, we are looking at us as Black people,
Yeah.
because most times we've been like doing a lot of pointing, but we point too much to a point where we don't do self-intro,
Yeah.
we don't look at ourselves. We don't want to solve our own because we have our own deep issues on our own that we need to look at before we can say Europeans this, Europeans that.
Yeah. That's true. And I think it's all have to start with each and individual. Like everything start from the man in the mirror, isn't it? Everybody has to take that responsibility and put aside before your tribe, before your country, before your race, you are a human being. We are all human beings, and everybody has something special to bring to this world, and everybody has something that is unique. What I feel like we have to put our differences aside and come together as human beings and see each other as the human family and make this world a better place. Once everybody can make and bring the best of themselves out, then we can think about a successful country, a successful nation, a successful continent. Because
No, that's so true.
yeah, because as African, we always have this perception or this idea of who we should be, who we should talk to, who we shouldn't talk to, who we should marry, who we shouldn't marry,
Mm.
who's good, who's bad. But at the end of the day, it's not working for us. It hasn't done any
Exactly.
has it?
Exactly. It's not even like me marrying a vendor person. Like at the end of the day, I'm going to be like, I mean, if I'm going to marry a vendor person, it's really going to help me with my success, or maybe I'm going to raise my children like
Yeah,
way better than someone who's marrying someone from a different tribe, from different country, or something like that. You understand? So that's why myself, I feel like I don't see. I mean, as a young person back in the days, like I would know these are Zimbabweans, right? And we used to know Zimbabweans as like people who come and like work on the field and all that, right? But I didn't really understand Zimbabwean people. Trust me, I didn't understand until I get to know one Zimbabwean. I think 2014, that's when I started like mingling with, non-South Africans. And I was like, damn, you know what? I used to like in my head, but I was never taught that. My
yeah,
family, no one has ever. We know that they're very educated, well educated and everything. But there's lots of things that I mean, I didn't really understand about them. But once I started like mingling with them, I felt like I knew nothing about life. You understand? I was like, wow, these people are so wise. You understand? Even today, people don't understand why I like mingling with non-South Africans. Not to say that I don't mingle with South Africa. I do, but it's more of like learning a lot about other people. You get what I mean? Because most time you will never know another person unless you get to mingle with them. Because if I'm like only focusing on like South Africans, I mean, there are people that I know that they obviously don't like other non-South Africans. You get what I mean? So obviously it means that somehow I have to be like, I'm going to be filled up with so much hate, and I'm such an easy person and all that, you know. So getting to know other people. Like right now, I'm like in a process of learning like Ghanaians and all that, because I've been watching this other YouTube channel by Wademaya. He has a lot to do with, you know, Africa, you know, that's where I see lots of people, you know, coming together as Africans and all that. And that's when I managed to see how, you know, how Ghana looks like, what Ghanaian people are all about and all that. And that's why I was also like so excited that I should do something with you, because you know what, we're going to like get to know each other and start respecting each other and loving each other and understanding each other and know that we are one. You know, we won't look at each other as like you're Ghanaian, you're South African, but we look at each other like I'm your sister, you know. And and
I feel like, just to summarize everything, and it's just like now in time, this moment in time, as Africans in 2020, I feel like our culture, our tribe has kept us ignorant of each other, has kept us in the dark. And when there's ignorance, that's when hatred comes in, because I don't know the next man. Then you come up with ideas and assumption that maybe because I don't know him is a bad guy. And then that's when people start hating. So I'm glad that we are on this journey, me and you, of bringing awareness, of getting to talk about it. We might be able to inspire others that you don't have to hate what you don't know, but just ask questions, get to know like, oh, wow, you're South African. Okay, how South African? I'm Ghanaian. And then we get to know each other. And then when there's understanding and when we know each other, that's when love comes. That's when we can understand and accept each other and amazing future. So I think it's a great thing that we start.
True.
It will inspire many others to see that and to learn something.
Let's spread love, man. Let's spread love. This is not about politics, because I know politics also divide people, but this has nothing to do with politics. This is about us as human race, as Africans. I mean, we need to spread love. We need to like understand each other, because this thing is so deep to a point where you even going to see like some well-known people on TV like spreading this whole like, you know, tribalism thing. You know, they're like so tribalist, like they can't even hide it themselves. Like they feel like they're superior than they're this culture or this tribe, and all that. But until when it affects all Black people, that's when everyone acts like they care about Black people. You know, you're Black, you're acting like you care about other Black, but you know 100% you don't give a hoot about your own, you know. It's just that now the funny part is that when an enemy attack, he doesn't say you are light-skinned African. You know, you are a coconut African. You know, it kills everyone. So that's the good thing. That's when like everyone be like, okay, I'm Black and I'm African. That's when people now start realizing that I am African, and being an African it's a gift, you know. It's something that we should really embrace. But let's stop living the life of pretending and being so fake, instead of like appreciating each other, understanding each other, getting to know each other, and loving each other. Because I think if there's something that we know about each other, mostly it's the wrong things. Ask, what do you know about South Africa? Xenophobia. What do you know about Nigeria? Human trafficking and drugs. Okay, I don't know much about, but I'm just saying, like, those are the things that people know. we kind of like forget about, you know, getting to know each other. As you know, there are bad people everywhere, but you can't hate the whole country because of, you know, the rotten tomatoes. Rotten tomatoes are everywhere. But do you think everyone in South Africa can be xenophobic? No, not everyone. So we need to like learn to love each other and accept each other and understand each other without this whole politics thing involved. But just as Africans, it's very important. We need to do that.
Definitely. And it all starts with communication, just talking.
That's so true.
That's just
and
it.
Wanting to know each other, and it's very important. Wanting to know more about, you know, how do you do things, you know, as a girl who was maybe raised in Ghana, as a Ghanaian, how do you do things as a South African? But I mean, how do we like, you know, how do we come into conclusion in a situation like this together, you know? Because to be honest, I think we're going to like get to know each other as we continue, because I think there's lots of common things that, you know what, we're all suffering from. We just don't know, because we've never get to a point of like, you know, talking about those issues, you know? So I think the more we get to know each other, the more we also come with like conclusions. We'll also look at, you know, what can we really do to better this situation and all that.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think the more, like you said, the more we talk about it, the more we're going to realize that we have a lot more in common than differences. We have so much. Yeah.
Exactly. We just have a border dividing us and our mentality, but we're all just black. We are so common. There's a lot I mean, you being from Ghana doesn't, I mean, there's a lot that we are similar on, you know. It's just that true.
Yeah, so that's great. So that's for today. So we talked about the tribe in Africa, how tribe has divided us, how some cultures and some tribe has kept us ignorant of each other. But what we want to do and bring out is about awareness and making people aware that nobody's better than any tribe is superior than any other tribe. It's not my tribe versus your tribe. It's actually my tribe and your tribe. What you've got to offer, what I've got to offer, and what we can learn from each other, what we can grow from each other, and to make this world a better place. And so I think we've come finished here for today. And then
guys, let's spread love. Let's know each other. Let's love each other. Yeah. Yes.
About. So thank you for watching. Make sure you subscribe, you like, leave your comment wherever you're from. Sharing is caring, and we see you next time with Lucy and Becky.
Yeah, thank you.
Bye.
Cheers.